Brayton always punched me in music class because no teacher ever stopped him. Well, until...
Brayton, sit your butt down!
Wow, now I see why his name is Mr. Falsetto.
You talking to me?
I sure am!
I couldn't believe my eyes. A teacher was finally standing up to Brayton.
I run this school. Do you know who I am?
Brayton Smith. From reading your file, I see why people are scared of you.
Yeah, you should be too, with your little high voice.
Ooh.
Brayton walked up to me and got ready to smack me in my face. Okay, Brayton, I'm ready.
No! Brayton, I said sit your butt down. You're not gonna smack nobody on my watch, Brayton.
Who you think you talking to?
I'm talking to you. As long as I'm here, you're not gonna mess with Desmond or anybody else.
What? Ooh, Saved by the Bell. This ain't over.
After class, Mr. Falsetto wanted to talk to me.
When are you gonna stand up to him?
The only time I'm standing up to Brayton is to give him my lunch money.
No, Desmond, you gotta stand up for yourself, and I'm gonna help you.
So when I came to school, Brayton, the school bully, came up to me and said,
Do you know what today is?
A day for new friendship?
Friendship, that's cute. But no, it's a new day for me to beat you up.
I've learned that there's no escaping Brayton's punches, so I had no choice but to brace myself.
Mr. Brayton, take a seat.
Ooh, Mr. Falsetto, I'm getting real tired of you. Just stay out my way.
Please, Mr. Falsetto, just listen to him. I don't want you to get hurt.
I'm gonna tell you one more time, Mr. Brayton. Sit down.
Oh, that's it. After I beat up Desmond, you're next.
Brayton turned towards me and cracked his knuckles when all of a sudden,
I said sit
Oh!
Mr. Falsetto's singing hurt Brayton's ears so bad that he sat down.
Don't get too happy, Desmond, because I ain't done with you.
When school was over, I stayed behind to talk to Mr. Falsetto.
So you wanna learn how to do the falsetto scream?
Yes, please. I can learn how to sing.
Okay, I'll teach you. If you promise to never do that again. Jeez.
You got yourself a deal. I wake up and the house is way too quiet. No Destiny, no Caden, no Kaylani. I glance out the window. All our cars are still in the driveway. I call out in nothing. I wander the house, looking in every room. I check the kitchen, empty. I check the backyard, nothing but a wet towel on a chair. I look at the pool, the water's still, just some floaties drifting around. I check the bedrooms, more silence. Now it's weird. I start calling their phones, straight to voicemail. I know you're not all ghosting me right now. I spot something in the hallway, clothes on the floor, bathing suits, shirts, a trail leading to the laundry room. I pause. Wait, isn't this what happens during the rapture? Now I'm just standing there staring at empty clothes. Suddenly, the fear hits. I was left behind. I start Googling what to do if you get left behind in the rapture. A few minutes later, the door swings open and in walks Destiny, Caden, and Kaylani all laughing. Turns out, they just went on a walk after swimming. The moral of the story, I need to read the Bible more. I woke up with a huge craving for my favorite snack, popcorn sprinkled with cinnamon sugar. I could almost smell the sweet cinnamon in the air as I ran to the kitchen. I grabbed the popcorn bag and put it in the microwave. Next, I reached for my trusty cinnamon shaker on the spice rack, but in my excitement, I didn't look carefully enough. I shook a big pile of powder over the popcorn, swirling it around eagerly, imagining the sweet taste. Finally, I took a big crunchy bite, and immediately my eyes widened. It was not sweet at all. Instead, my mouth burned and my throat tickled, making me cough and gasp for water. I stopped eating and looked closely at the shaker label. To my surprise, it wasn't cinnamon at all. It was chili powder. Dripping in surprise, I grabbed a glass of water to cool down the spicy mess in my mouth. As I started over with a new bag of popcorn, this time double checking the spice, I noticed Caden laughing at me from the stairs. Then he said, God's love helps us learn even when we mess up. I grinned back, feeling thankful that God's grace never runs out. It's okay to make mistakes because he helps us grow stronger every day. So I'm just standing in my bedroom, staring down at one lonely sock. It's the only one left from my favorite pair, and his partner is nowhere to be found. I pick up the sock, shaking my head and say, where could the other one be? I start looking around the room, scanning under the bed carefully, but no sock. I check the laundry basket next, lifting clothes and sifting through piles, and still no sign of it. I move to the closet and open the door wide, shining a flashlight in dark corners, but nothing. I crouch down and peek behind my dresser, and still no luck. I sigh and sit on the floor, holding the single sock. Then Kaylani toddles in, holding a sock in her tiny hands. I ask, Kaylani, where did you find that? She giggles and brings it to me. With both socks in hand, I feel thankful. I guess even when things seem lost, God's grace shows up in surprising ways. We arrived at the secret water kingdom behind the gym doors. Destiny and Caden led the way. I carried Kaylani, the little explorer. We walked through the locker maze, past the indoor lagoon, and reached the outdoor pool with its tall slides. Our first task was to suit up. We put on our bathing suits, ready for the challenge. Caden dove into the water, fearless. Then a pause for sunscreen to protect his skin. The next challenge was the water slide of destiny. We raced down the slide. My heart was pounding. Caden got ahead. He was the fastest. To celebrate victory, I dunked Caden in the water, then swam away underwater. While Kaylani and Destiny guarded the fort, Kaylani's toy dragon disappeared. It fell into the deep water. Time stopped. Without hesitation, I jumped in. I battled the currents to save the toy. Back at base camp, we rested and ate cool watermelon. Kaylani's small bite reminded me of what matters most. The quest was complete. The memories will stay with us forever. My 2-year-old daughter, Kaylani, is definitely taken after my love of drums. But the problem is, Kaden, Destiny, and I can't do anything around the house. Whether we're trying to study, watch TV, or just relax, the drums are so loud, it's impossible to focus. Destiny tells me I need to do something about all the noise. So I decide to bring home these special drum heads that are supposed to be a lot quieter. I reach into my drumstick bag to grab my drum keys so I can swap the drum heads, but it's not there. So I start searching the whole house. I check the laundry room, every drawer in the kitchen, even the garage, but still no drum key. Not giving up, I hop in the car and head to the music store. I ask if they have any drum keys in stock, but they're all sold out. So I had no choice but to head back home and grab some pliers to unscrew the bolts. It's slow and frustrating, but I finally get the new drum heads on. Right after Kaylani runs into the room holding something shiny. And wouldn't you know, it's the drum key. She had it the whole time. So with the great big storm rolling into Miami, I made the call to fly my family to safety. Once we landed, we realized we had left Kaylani's stroller on the plane. Now I had to carry her through the whole airport. As you can imagine, my arms were tired. We finally made it to baggage claim, and let me tell you, it felt like we were waiting forever for our bags. I could sense Kaylani getting restless. Before I knew it, she took off running. At first, she headed straight for the doors, but then changed her mind, darting away in another direction. Then she tried to climb onto the baggage carousel, but it was way too tall for her little legs. She gave up on that and just started strolling around the terminal, exploring every corner while Kaden and I were still trying to gather our bags. Then suddenly, Destiny saw her. Kaylani had no idea she had just gone on a little adventure all by herself. I didn't even notice she was gone. The moral of the story, if you don't want to lose your daughter in an airport, don't forget her stroller. So I'm very afraid of heights. So my wife Destiny tricked me into going to New York City to visit one of the tallest buildings in the city. At first, Destiny made it seem like we were just gonna have a fun day of exploring. We drove around the busy city, walked outside in the blazing sun, and saw some amazing art. But then Destiny said she wanted to go to a place called The Edge. I bought us tickets, and once we got inside, it was so cool. We took pictures and saw so many interesting things. Then we hopped into this awesome elevator. It felt like we were in it for a long time, and I started to wonder what was happening. When the doors finally opened, I couldn't believe my eyes. We were 100 floors in the sky. That's when I understood why it was called The Edge. I was so scared, but Destiny encouraged me to conquer my fears. With my heart racing, I decided to be brave and step outside onto the observation deck. And you know what? It wasn't so bad. In fact, it was a lot of fun and the view was incredible. Although I conquered my fears, I was definitely ready to get back down to solid ground. So I was just playing my drums when my wife barged in yelling at me to hang up our TV in our room. I told her I'd get to it later, and she said if I didn't hang the TV up by the time the trash truck came, she was going to throw it away. The truck was coming in an hour, so I had no choice but to get to it. I ran upstairs, moved the dresser out of the way, and then came back downstairs to get my drill. But my drill wasn't in my tool chest. I searched the entire house and still couldn't find it. I asked Kaden if he'd seen it, and he said Kaylani was playing with it. So I asked Kaylani where the drill was, and she said our dog's named Snoop. I asked Snoop where the drill was, and then it hit me. Dogs can't talk. A half an hour had already gone by, so I had no choice but to use a wrench to anchor the mount to the wall, which was taking forever. After the mount was up, I had to cut holes in the wall to hide the cables. Once that was done, all I had to do was mount the TV, but my stomach started growling. I ran to the bathroom, but it was taking me a while to finish. I could hear the trash truck coming, but I wasn't done yet. I heard Destiny moving the TV, and I yelled out, "Wait!" I finally finished, but it was too late. The TV was gone, and so was the truck. So one day, Ethan brought home a rock, but not just any rock, a rock with a built-in speaker, and he was about to do the ultimate prank. He placed the speaker by the pool and waited behind a tree for his brother Brayton to come outside.
Brayton is about to be scared out of his swimming trunks.
It's time to go swimming, swimming, yaddy la 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 da. Whoa, mama, that feels good.
Here we go.
Huh? What's that? Oh, I know what that is. Ghost!
Brayton started running around the whole entire yard trying to escape the noise.
Please don't hurt me, Ghost. I'm sorry for dipping my foot in the water. I won't do it again. Oh, I said I'm sorry. Oh, it knows my name.
Look at you, Brayton. You're such a fool.
No, I'm not, Ethan. There's a ghost out here.
Brayton, it was me. I'm the ghost.
What?
Yup, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy.
Ugh.
I woke up yelling because I remembered I drank all of the milk last night. My daughter, Kaylani, turns into a monster without her morning milk, so I had to get some quick. At first, I tried to DoorDash some milk to my house, but it said it was going to take an hour. So I had no choice but to drive to the store. I head to my Tesla, but somehow I had a flat tire. So I decided to take my Rivian, but realized I forgot to charge it last night. Kaylani was going to be waking up any minute now, and I didn't want her to beat me up, so I had no choice but to drive my scooter to the store. I walked to the refrigerator, and there's no milk. So I rushed to the supermarket next door, and all of of the milk was expired. I checked the time and knew Kaylani was up by now, probably destroying our house, so I decided to delay going home. But then I remembered that Destiny and Kaden were home probably getting Kaylani's wrath, so I rushed home to save them, but when I walked in, Kaylani was fine. Turns out Destiny stored extra milk in our second refrigerator. Thank you, Jesus, for giving me a smart woman. I woke up yelling because I realized I hadn't bought Kaylani her own tablet for our flight tomorrow. After having to lend her my phone on the last trip, I was determined to get her one. I quickly drove to Best Buy, but they didn't open until 10 a.m. and it was only 9, so I headed back to my Tesla to watch some shows while I waited. I ended up falling asleep, and when I woke up, it was already 2 p.m. As I got out of the car, I remembered I had to coach Little League basketball at the park. After that was over, I was excited to grab that tablet, but then Destiny called to remind me that I needed to watch the kids while she ran her errands. I returned home frustrated because I knew Best Buy would be closed by the time she got back. But just then, I realized Kaylani was missing. I searched every room, panicking because I couldn't find her anywhere. Right when I was about to call 911, I heard some noises coming from my closet. It turns out Kaylani found my old tablet that went missing a few years ago. I finally had some peace for tomorrow after all.